So today's video looks at the new season for World of Tanks console and Modern Armour, and we're going to have a look at exactly what comes in with this update. We're going to have a look through all of the information that we've been given by Wargaming and then give our opinion on some of it. Of course, let me know what you think in the comment section down below and we can feedback some kind of stuff to Wargaming. Of course, G.I. Joe season. When is the season coming? Well, it is the 29th of June. Of course, I've seen a lot of your comments in the comment section of my previous videos asking when the next season or the next big update will be coming out. Of course, it is the 29th of June, so this is the Tuesday following this video. It will be released in 3 days, I think it is, as of the recording of this video on the 26th. When it comes into the game at 10 o'clock UTC, which is in the morning for British people, and of course, very early morning for people in America. Yeah, really good, in my opinion, as to what this update is going to feature. Usually there's a bit of downtime when it comes into the game, but what this kind of season actually features within the current scape of the game is actually the new tank, which is the MOBAT, the Escalation Era Western Alliance Heavy Tank, which is a mouthful, yes, I know. But this is part of the Season Pass, as we'll get onto later on. And then we've got the Cobra Hiss, the Escalation Era Independence Light Tank, with the Independence being a brand new faction within the Cold War game mode. So of course, Independence, very interesting, and the brand new season G.I. Joe will feature this new Independence update, and I would guess this is where potentially some new vehicles will be coming into the game. So independent vehicles are vehicles that thematically exist outside of both the Western Alliance and the Eastern Alliance. So they include tanks from the nations that occupy different roles in history, as well as vehicles that are created entirely from imagination, and hence why the Cobra Hiss is going to be featured within this kind of era and this kind of tank line. So let me know what you think of the new Independence light tank vehicle thing. Yeah, not entirely sure what I think of it, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I am guessing that these two cannons on top will be missile launchers. Don't know entirely, but once again, let me know what you think. We'll move into the actual kind of bigger update news, I guess, for today's video. Of course, that being on Tuesday, we have got the new season, 29th of June, just clarifying that for anyone that wants to know. Of course, G.I. Joe season launches. This comes with the Cobra BOA skin for the T-54 prototype, and 2D Commander will be in the free pass. So I would guess that you actually get the skin and the T-54 prototype if you haven't already got it, and the 2D Commander in the free pass. You also get the 3D Duke and the MOBAT, which is this tank, within the paid battle pass. So for those of you who don't already have a premium tank within Cold War, of course you can pick up the MOBAT within this next season and start playing it, I guess. Kind of another push by Wargaming to actually get into the game mode if you haven't already. Me personally probably won't be playing too much of the Cold War game mode, but of course we will give it a try, have a look at what it's like, and of course I will probably make a video for you on the MOBAT tank for you to have a look at, and hopefully that will kind of give you an idea as to how to play it at least. Now, as part of the Ultimate Season Pass, of course, the brand new content that is completely different from something we're used to is put behind a paywall, whereby you have to pay 12,000 gold, or likely 12,000 gold, in order to actually purchase it in the form of the Ultimate Season Pass, where the Hiss, the Cobra Hiss, which is this tank right here, is locked behind. So yeah, if you want to actually get this tank, you will have to pay for the Ultimate Season Pass. It's usually about 12,000 gold. Don't know if they will increase it this kind of season because of the kind of the Cold War game mode, and this being a slightly higher tier, I would guess. Don't know what they're going to do with that. Hopefully it is just a flat rate what it previously was. I don't want to be seeing any increases in season pass price, because I think that will put a big no to all of the players that currently play the game at the moment. So of course, hopefully the season pass prices remain the same, 2,000 for the standard season pass and 12,000 roughly, or 11,000 something for the ultimate season pass. Now, big news for Tuesday. Efficiency tab is coming back to the game, and we can take a look at what it actually features. And yes, it does have marks of excellence. So yes, you will be able to check your marks of excellence within the game. So yeah, very, very good for me personally. Going to be able to actually have a look at where you are on the marks of excellence within the game. So let me know what you think of that. Of course, that's really, really good for those of you who are wanting to track your marks of excellence. How close are you getting to your third mark? How close are you to getting to your first mark, which was the big problem? Because if you don't already have a mark of excellence right now, as of the recording of this video before this update drops, you would have no way of checking your marks of excellence percentage, and this is a great change for those of you who are interested in that kind of play style and playing for your marks of excellence. So of course, really, really good change for me, at least personally. So hopefully you do enjoy that. And yeah, you'll be able to see which enemies are destroyed within the game. You'll also get to see which enemies, how many you've actually damaged, how much direct damage you've done, assistance damage, all of the various different breakdowns for you and your teammates. So you can actually have a look at your teammates as well, how much they blocked and how many shots they fired, and all of the various different additional statistics that you can see within the game. I don't think you'll be able to see how many medals they earned in the base and maybe the marks of excellence that someone else has. But of course, let me know what you think of that in the comment section down below. Yeah, very, very good. More details will be added in the future, which I would expect will be which enemies you actually damaged like previously. I did upload a video yesterday looking at some pre-update 6.0 gameplay and the garage and all of the various different like statistics and stuff like that. So if you want to have a look at what it used to look like, then you can watch yesterday's video, and that was really, really good change, at least from what I thought when I had a look back, and it certainly brought back some nostalgia for those of you who played before update 6.0 and all of the changes that came with it. So of course, next thing, nationwide on track to the United States, of course that being the typical discount on silver, as long as along with the increase in XP earnings, so you'll be able to earn 25% more XP when you play in your United States tank. That will typically be for 1 week. So of course, if you do have any US tanks that you're grinding down, this is a great week for you to take advantage of it, get that extra XP, and also have those discount on the silver prices of all of the Tech Tree US tanks. I think you'll probably also get a discount on some of the US premiums, I would guess, and also some of the bundles will be focused on United States tanks. So of course, if you do have any tanks that you want to grind down, then use this to your advantage and do that. Of course, with Tuesday's update, we are getting some quality of life improvements. Don't quite know what they are, would like a bit more clarity and transparency from Wargaming as to what these quality of life improvements actually are. Of course, hopefully they'll release what they actually are in a future update news video or some sort of kind of talk about a little bit more about that. Now, GPU overheating fix was not able to be added this week, so for those of you who thought that you would actually have that fixed, it is not fixed as of the recording of this video, but on Tuesday it will be added. You will be able to actually use that, and then hopefully you won't be crashing out in the game or your GPU actually overheating. So fantastic news for anyone that's playing on any of these consoles that were affected by this GPU overheating, and of course that is a good change from me. A few of these basically from the G.I. Joe season downwards, so the efficiency tab and all of this stuff is really good in terms of my opinion, and certainly something I want to say a thumbs up to. I hope within this season pass, however, that we will be getting some standard tech tree for World War II, at least World War II premium tank or something for World War II, because I don't like how they're just constantly putting pressure on people to play the Cold War game mode, especially if they don't actually like it, and all of this new content that is just so Cold War heavy really doesn't sit well with a lot of the players that just didn't really like the game mode, don't play it at all. So I think making sure you have a good mix, hopefully Wargaming have done that, and that it's not just one-sided with regards to the season rewards and the various different stuff you get with the season. Now, moving on, works in progress. What's talked about by Wargaming? Well, there is a quality of life stream has been moved to next Friday due to the network outage that Wargaming suffered this week, hence why the update was actually delayed by quite a lot. And of course, there are some conversations about RNG. RNG got changed quite significantly. We've covered it in previous videos, but the rundown of it is that you are more likely to high roll, or more likely to have more penetration now due to the percentage changes, but less likely to have as much alpha damage as you previously were, whereby the average damage is actually probably lower than what it says on your statistics in the garage. So yeah, bit of a negative. I think it causes some problems in the game, and certainly people are kind of discussing why Wargaming actually implemented it, because in my personal opinion, all that's doing is leading to more effective DPM and armor, meaning a whole lot less within the game. Now, moving on, +1, -1 matchmaking test results. So Wargaming's another test for matchmaking +1, -1. They've been going on for about 5 years now. I don't know why they haven't just implemented it into the game. I just think it would be a good decision for all of the casual players, which make up the majority of the community that play World of Tanks console. There aren't as many kind of tryhards, I guess, within the game, so I don't see why they don't just add it into the game right now. All that they've basically said as of the results were that there was a 50% increase in imbalanced battles per hour, which is basically whereby, if there's 5 tier 8s and 10 tier 7s, and 5 tier 8s and 10 tier 7s on each team, previously there's basically a 50% more higher chance now of you getting maybe 6 tier 8s on one team, and I don't know, and 9 tier 7s, and then on the enemy team having 5 tier 8s. So you're more likely to get some battles whereby you have more top tiers than the enemy team, or the enemy team might have more top tiers than you. It's basically 50% more of those battles going on per hour. So not a massive change, and certainly if they were already going on, it's not a drastic one whereby it's like 4 times more. But yeah, I think that, to be honest with you, I think the benefits outweigh the negatives with that one, and I would just implement it into the game, because the matchmaking isn't the best anyway. Often you're leading to games whereby you have maybe 5 heavy tanks on one team and 4 light tanks on the enemy team, and then you've got maybe 2 heavy tanks, and so it leads to imbalance there as well. So let me know what you think about that. Would you actually want +1, -1, given that this kind of actually happens, or the test results were this? Of course, we are getting a new multi-base assault game mode, which will be coming to random battles, which is kind of like domination. If you've ever played Call of Duty, you will know what I mean by that. So yeah, multi-base assault game mode coming to the game. You have multiple bases, of course, by the name of it. And you basically have one defending side, and then you have to capture one side, or all of the flags, I think, basically. So it makes it a little bit more kind of dynamic, whereby it's not just everyone goes towards one cap. You've now got to cover and defend each of the caps within the defending side, and of course, if you're the attacking side, you have to capture all of the flags. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Is it going to be balanced? Are Wargaming going to balance it enough? Yeah, interesting. Hopefully you do kind of... I don't know how it'll work, personally. I think we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully it'll be good. And then, of course, we can always let them know if it isn't quite good. And and they basically said it's an easy fix to just adjust or remove it if they need to. So yeah, hopefully they will actually remove it if it is terrible, or if it is good, then they can always adjust spawns or something like that. Now, as far as other things, we have the maps coming back on Tuesday. So 5 maps are coming back into rotation. That's massive. That's probably like a third extra new maps coming back into the game. So that's a 33% increase in the amount of maps in rotation. So it's fantastic, in my personal opinion. You'll be able to play all of them. Scorpion Pass, El Alamein, Westfield, you've got Ghost Town, you've got a load of new maps coming back, or new revamped maps, whatever you want to call them. Really, really good. Personally, can't wait for that. Going to make map rotation 10 times better. What they have said, however, is that revamp maps are being focused on over new maps and variant maps, and it can take up to 12 weeks to revamp a map depending on its size. So I don't know if they mean that it will take 12 weeks for one person to revamp a map, or whether it will take 12 weeks for the entire map development team to revamp a map, but that is an extremely long time. That's like 3 months just to get one map into the game. Ridiculous. Hopefully they sort that out and put some more development time into it to actually get some of the maps back that we lost from Update 6.0. And of course, let me know what you think about that kind of development time. Is that enough? Are you okay with seeing one revamped map every 12 weeks? Yeah, let me know what you think of that in the comment section down below. And of course, we'll get a bit of a discussion going, and maybe I'll feedback some of these results back to Wargaming, or at least Minto, so that we can try and get something maybe more focused into the development of the new maps. Now, Italian heavies. I thought maybe the Bisonte would come in as the ultimate Season Pass tank, but of course it is the Cobra Hiss instead, and so the Bisonte will probably be released within July. So this is what they've tentatively mentioned by Wargaming within the stream. So the Bisonte will be coming in July probably, and then what happens is usually the actual tech tree tanks get released like a week or two after, whereby people are so hyped about the Italian heavies coming to the game, they pay money to get the premium version of the Italian heavy, which is actually better than the tier 8 counterpart if you've ever played that. So yeah, that basically means that the Italian heavies will probably be released like 2 or 1 week after the release of the Bisonte. So I would guess if it is coming in July, then maybe a week after, maybe next week, following the update or the big update for the season, we may get the Bisonte, or 2 weeks after, and then 2 weeks after that, the actual Italian heavy tank line coming into the game. So let me know what you think of that. Of course, we're all got our own opinions as to what we think is going to happen, but that would be my guess based on the previous experiences that Wargaming have done with the release of new tank lines. So yeah, as far as other things, the US light tanks are coming back into the game, so that's fantastic. For those of you who play Cold War, you'll be able to actually have some light tanks to spot some of those big ogre heavy tanks that play in the game, and that are just that fast. I don't know how fast these US light tanks will be, but of course, let me know once again what you think of that. Now, as far as some other things, we have mercenary contracts are having their UI worked on at this time. So, yet again, mercenary tanks being mentioned, but they're not actually got any estimation on when they'll be coming back into the game. They've not even finished developing it yet, or even like testing it at all. So I would expect maybe a month or two before we see an actual mercenary contract full interface. Don't know if that's entirely true. Of course, that's just speculation, but that's probably where I'd guess. So, given the time the timestamps that Wargaming have given before, I would guess maybe a month or month and a half before we actually see any sizable amount of mercenary contracts in the game. Now, as far as the last things, they have meetings on balancing next week, and of course we've made some videos on some tanks that definitely need a little bit of love by Wargaming, and let me know what you think of those. If you haven't actually watched them, then you can go back on the channel. They're the most recent ones, featuring the CDC and also the AMX Chaffee, which probably both need some changes, at least to keep them somewhat relevant within today's times. Certainly the AMX Chaffee with that like 250 hit points less than any other tank at its tier, and also just being significantly slower than any other light tank within the game. So let me know what you think of that. Of course, watch those if you haven't and you want to know a little bit more about the two tanks and whether you should actually pick them up in the game. Hopefully they'll get like kind of rebalanced. Maybe they'll make them premium tanks that actually can be competitive in today's meta. Now, as far as rank battles and the last bit of this video, we have no further news, and the final bits being the streams, which are on Monday the 28th of June, which will be the day before, and that's insider information, where Minto basically goes through what is actually full on coming for the next week. And of course, Friday the 2nd of July is the community update with Pain God, and they'll talk through all of the kind of stuff for the next week and stuff that they can actually release prior to the game update on the following week. Other than that, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, remember to hit the like button, and of course, if you want to check out some of these other videos that I make on the channel on the kind of underpowered tanks that you should just avoid within the game, and some of the things that definitely need buffs, update news, we've got all sorts of content for World of Tanks console that I will be producing. And of course, for those of you who made it this far, maybe you want to have a look at some of my other World of Tanks PC content, which I am making on the second channel. So of course, if you want to check out that, then you can do. In the description of the video, there will be a link to my second channel for PC content only. So other than that, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, remember to subscribe if you aren't already, and like and dislike the video, depending on which one you do actually think the video was like. And of course, let me know if you thought the video was bad and why, because of course I want to make the videos as good as possible for you guys. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.